Yes, y'all, and you don't stop.
What up, though?
I.O.W. keeps talking that sports around the motherfucking clock. It's your boy Walcott in the building. Detroit Mail, the man with the Grandmaster plan for the
That's right.
I.O.W. network in the building. The big homie Nick Shine could not join us today. He said he's finally getting that little thing removed off his left testicle today, so he won't be able to make it. He says it's a mole, but I don't know. I'm not trying to.
Mo.
Yeah, I ain't trying to find out.
Right.
I'm not a doctor, but he's getting that removed. No bullshit, y'all. No, appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of I.O.W. Sports. We are here
Right.
today, episode 159. Yes, 159. We are racking those episodes up. And hey, good news. We are back, fully back on our original YouTube page, I.O.W. Sports Network. So please, you see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Go over to YouTube, type in I.O.W. Sports Network. That is our homepage. Last 2 weeks, we've been
What
putting our
up, Matt?
products
What up,
on
man?
our I Often Wonder sister company page, but we are officially back on our
Well,
I.O.W. Sports Network
we'll be
YouTube
officially
page.
back Monday because I streamed I Often Wonder. I need check.
No, no worries. I already changed it. No worries. I
Oh,
got you
okay.
because I was able to get the late night show on the last 2 nights on
Okay.
there, so I was
All right.
like, I'll put it on there. But no, so please go over to I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube. That's where all our content is at. Like, share, subscribe, give a follow. We are also on Instagram, but we're not looking for masseuses, but you can
Some of
follow
us
us.
not.
I'm not.
Some of us not. Speak for yourself.
I'm not.
I like
Uh,
coming on chins and chests. Deshaun ain't the only one.
I.O.W. Sports Network
He ain't
on
got monopoly on
Instagram.
coming.
On Instagram, you can follow us there.
Just saying.
Ladies, you might bump into Detroit Mail. um,
I'll bump into something big. Oh,
um, take a
I'm
minute from
sorry,
your
sir. Go ahead.
trigger fingers, turning into Twitter fingers, and take a minute from all that beefing on Twitter, and come give us a follow on Twitter as well. I.O.W. Sports One, and most importantly, go on over to Facebook, I.O.W. Sports Network. It's open to the public, and we're looking at you. Yes, you, the public, viewers and listeners. That is the place you want to be. You can drop your, sports take, get the water, cooler talk going, debates going. Drop a funny meme, let us all laugh at something sports related. And we always emphasize on the network part. So if you got a sports podcast, regular podcast, or a small business, please let the public know that you exist. You never know who will subscribe to your content or become a customer. So, and most importantly,
Custo.
CIOW Sports Network, the Cash App, is because send $30 to that Cash App, give us an address, and you will, in return, you will receive the official I.O.W. Sports cap. So look at this is how exclusive it is. So you see the two caps right here. I got mine. Detroit Mail has his, and our good viewer, big homie Matt, he has one. Three people in the world
Right.
has this hat. Is very exclusive, so that's why you should get yours too, and be part of the very exclusive club. Buy Cash App at $30 to that Cash App. Give it an address, and you will, in return, get that very exclusive cap. All right, now a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about in the world of sports. But
Go ahead.
as of yesterday, we just had game 3. First game in Boston. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about last night's game?
Celtics in 5.
Damn. Oh, you like, damn. You ready to give it up that
That was my reaction when I saw the game. Like, damn. Y'all ain't gonna put a fight up. It's gonna let them just take the pussy. That's how it look like. Yeah, I agree with you, man. But they look horrible. They look like they trying to play like bad boy defense. They ain't big enough. They trying to bully Boston, but Boston bullying them. So I don't know, man. I don't like the Warriors can handle it, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just somebody trolling.
yeah, trying to advertise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it. I was like, what the hell is this?
Do
Anyway,
you want
go
to feel more popular?
ahead.
Yeah, man. I just don't see them being able to overcome. What up, though, Kofi? I don't see them being able to overcome the Boston defense, man. You know, they trying to do something they can't do. They can't bully Boston, and Boston blew them out yesterday. Dang near score. I mean, they won the final score by 16.
Okay, so let's say this about let's start with Golden State.
Overcome pause.
I mean, since you already pretty much
Mhm.
already hitting on majority of the points of where Golden State is getting beat at, yeah, they're getting beat up in the paint. Is no is literally nothing you can do about it that Golden State can do about it. Kayvon
Right,
Looney has had a phenomenal playoffs run.
right.
Like this whole playoffs, he has played phenomenal, but he cannot hold the paint down
Should
by
have got
himself.
like two. Four.
Man, shut up, Kofi. Uh, like a cow in his cud. No, Kevin Looney can't hold the paint down by himself.
Right, that's true.
Draymond Green, I just saw a stat. He got 15 personal fouls and like 15 points in the whole NBA Finals
Yeah, that's
in three
ridiculous.
games.
That's ridiculous.
And you're doing too much chirping. You causing,
Right.
you bringing attention in post conference, press
Mm-hmm.
conference, post game. So it's like you're not
Man,
backing up what you're
I'm
talking.
saying that's what I'm saying. You chirp, it's cool to chirp, but bag it up. That's it. You gonna chirp, you gotta brag, you gotta bag it up. If not, shut up. Because
Shut
you ain't
up.
doing right. Because you ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you bag it up, it's a whole different thing.
Mhm.
You can't be playing mind games. Talking about I'm playing mind games. Not if you ain't bagging it up.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
I know Draymond's part of the original core of this
Right.
Golden State franchise in the last, 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too far fetched to just go ahead and mix up the roster, or does Steve Kerr play loyalty and just believes that Draymond is going to play out of it?
I mean, Draymond is gonna be Draymond. He's not changing. So if you're looking for him to change, then what I'm saying that ain't gonna happen.
Mhm.
But I guess I will make the move. If I can find somebody that's can replace him, that's comparable. You still gonna need. I mean, you still gonna need somebody that's gonna still bring that motivating, that set the tone. You still gonna need somebody like that. Because no, if you just get rid of Draymond, just get another player in there, and you don't have that tone setter, Golden State still is gonna be not gonna be the team they need to be. You know what I'm saying? He brings that he does set the tone. He does bring the attitude, but then you need somebody that can do that and back it up. Not like some games he do, some games he don't. You gotta be consistent all the time. I think it's like if you score 6 points, I need that 6 points every night. You score 12, then that's 12 every night. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be a passer, I need you to be that pass every night. The defense supposed to be a specialty every night. I mean, look at Rodman. I mean, Rodman wasn't the greatest scorer, but he rebounded, he played D. And to a degree, he set the tone.
Mhm.
So he was an asset. And and even though he might not he didn't want to score, he still would give you some points, on a given night. So he was an asset. In Draymond's case, he's getting technicals. That's losing points. He's not scoring consistently. He's not playing D consistently. So my thing is now you become a liability. Now, can that part be fixed? That could be fixed. But if you're looking for Draymond outside the text, I think that's Draymond.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like the scoring, and maybe improve on your defense. That's mental. That's something you can work. You can work on that part of your game.
Mm-hmm.
But Draymond being not getting those texts on that stuff, that's him. That's just him, you know. And I don't think that'll change. So Steve Kerr had to make that decision. You know, can I live with this or not? And if you
Mm-hmm.
feel he can't live with it, it's costing him. Make some moves. I mean, you got young players on your team. Draymond mouth is right to check that the Warriors can't cash. I agree, Mel. I agree. You know, shout out to Melvin Wall Man Down podcast.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, man, I agree with that, Mel. But that's what I'm saying. So, and what you know, going back to your original question, it's one of those things that they have to sit down and look after this finals is over and figure out what they want to do. Do you still got to look at Clay? Clay still ain't Clay. Clay's being inconsistent. I'm not saying you need to get rid of Clay either, but you still need to look at that component of, you know, you need to work on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to being more consistent, not having those up and down games. And then, you know, you're going against because Boston gonna be here.
Yeah.
Not, you know what I'm saying? So then how do you match up against a team that's more physical than you are? You can play physical, but you're not big enough to withstand that, you know, that pressure of Boston. So you need to look. They need to look at that on their off season
Mm-hmm.
and stop turning the ball over.
Man,
I
you
mean, for real.
you got to stop
Because
with the Harlem Globetrotter shit,
you know what
man.
I'm saying. Stop turning the ball over. That's the main thing. Gold State will beat itself, depending on the threes. I'm not so worried about the threes as much as I'm worried about the turnovers.
Uh, I'll say this, and just to add to what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
Steph's been getting his. Um, I mean,
Because that's been their game. And I mean, I always I'm a firm believer of this too. You need to have a full complement to your game. So when the threes ain't falling, you know, be able to go inside, hitting you know, your short range shots and stuff like that, mid range shots,
mm,
that kind of thing. You know, when the threes ain't falling, and then you know you kick it back out because sometimes it happens, man. You know, look at Steph. He might have first quarter not hitting nothing, and then third quarter he hit or the fourth quarter he hit. You know, so.
Clay showed a little bit of glimpse that is still there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
You
don't think
know,
it's gone. I don't know if it's still, you know, if it's rust, you know, because he's been out. I mean, shoot, that's 2 years, a long time to be out of the game.
yeah, I get that, but he's played majority. He's played almost 2/3 of this season. So like, I, I don't know if he's getting sluggish and his shots are coming up short, or he's in his head.
Maybe. I mean,
I
maybe
don't I
because
don't know.
after being out 2 years, you know, it's still he ain't conditioned enough to go the whole season. I don't know,
Yeah.
but he doesn't look the same as the same Clay. Put it that way. And like I said, Draymond looking like he's a liability now.
Oh, and that's why I asked. Like
Mm-hmm.
like what's wrong with putting Toscano or Kuminga, like start amping up their minutes. You know,
Yeah, you need to do something, man.
this is when Golden State has to back up all the times that I said that hey, this is a deep team from top to bottom. You get
Mm-hmm.
contributions from everybody. They
Right,
like
right.
prove me right here. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like I get Draymond is part of the foundation, but sometimes you just got to let it go. Andre Iguodala, you could say he's part of the foundation. He comes back, you know, for not playing for a minute, gets
Mm-hmm.
hurt again, missed game two. He comes back game three, but didn't really have a lot of minutes. So
Right.
you know, it is what it is. You know, you can't get stuck with the same roster and think you're going to get the same result against this same Boston team.
Right.
I mean, they're bullying Golden State in the paint, period, on the
Period.
offensive and the defensive side. Like,
Mm-hmm.
soon as Golden State gets a shot up, they're getting out rebounded. Like,
Right.
you know, if especially if you take a majority of your shots behind the arc, at least 50% of your shots behind the arc, and you're not,
Mm-hmm.
making at least half of that, you're one and down. You're
Right.
missed shot and you're back on defense. And so that's a
Mm-hmm.
win for Boston. I,
Right.
I knew the series was going to be like this because they are evenly matched, but Boston is just bigger in the paint period, and they're not doing it flashy. They're really not.
Mm-hmm.
They're being bullies in the paint. I
Right.
mean, there's no answer. Al Horford doing this thing. Robert Williams. Oh my gosh, he's not going to score 15, 20 points, but 4 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to add at least 10 to 12 rebounds. You know, I mean, you can't
The
be mad
biggest
at his contribution for what he
the biggest
does.
thing that helped Boston in series is game one. When you up by that many points, you allow them to come back. They like now they say, "Oh, we can do this." You know,
Mhm.
you don't have anything to crush their confidence. They like, "Oh, we can do this. We came back from this big deficit to win. We can do this." You know, they don't have that fear, so to speak. No problem, Matt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They lost that mystique, that fear that Golden State has. And I don't mean fear as in like they don't think they can beat them, but you know, it's in the back of your mind. If you come in game one, get blown out, and then you lose game, the next game too, then it's like, hey, then your mind start playing with you. Now it's like,
mhm,
oh, we came back, we can do this. We ain't worried about that. No
yeah,
matter what it looks like, we can do it. Cause look what we did in game one. That was Golden State biggest mistake right there.
yeah,
Allow them to win that game.
yeah. And
Yeah, so
then,
that's why I think the series is over.
damn, you ready to call it over, dog?
5 games. That's it.
Ah, man. I will say this, like James Wiseman, man. I'm telling you, I said I'll die on this here, man. He would be a great piece that could help out Golden State right now. I
Hmm.
mean, young, big, athletic. It's just a shame that homie's not healthy because like a 7 foot 22-year-old would be phenomenal right
Oh
now
yeah,
for Golden
right
State.
now.
Um, they just don't have the firepower down low to compete with Boston and honestly, Jason Tatum's bigger than both Clay and Steph.
Hmm.
Jalen Brown, he's bigger than Steph. So obviously, you're talking about three top phenomenal perimeter guards and Marcus Smart, Tatum, and Brown. So I mean,
Right.
like,
What you gonna do?
when has Golden State seen defense like this? But Clay, if Clay can do another 25, maybe even get to 30,
Hmm.
because Steph's getting his.
Yeah.
Right? They're still not consistent enough. Boston is on covering that pick and roll. They're
Hmm.
not proficient at it. Like they're too far back behind the 3 point line. So by the time Steph comes off the pick, he's not even clearing the whole pick all the way, and he's already in the shooting motion.
Right.
Like his trigger's too quick.
Hmm.
And they still haven't been able to master that. So that's why Steph is still getting his. So
Yeah, it's the rest of them need to
is who
help
else?
out. It's like, you know,
Yeah. So I
I don't
mean,
know. Maybe Steve Kerr might need to change some things up for game four.
yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to. And don't get me wrong, if they can repeat in game two, I mean, 4 or 5 starters getting the double figures, but still, Clay still doesn't have like a normal Clay night. Luckily, you got 17 from Jordan Poole in game two, but like if they can repeat something like that, Golden State, I, I, I'm they split in Golden State. I think they split in Boston. I just have a feeling that they split in both in the first four. And this series to me, I I still see it going 7 because um, neither team has shown the capability to stop what they're doing best right now. Golden State hasn't proved that they can stop the inside presence of Boston, and Boston
Hmm.
hasn't proven that they can stop Clay. I mean, not Clay, but Steph. They haven't proven that they can stop Steph. Um,
Boston gonna win game four.
you really think so?
Hmm.
I can't wait till tomorrow.
Only thing I may say may be different. Boston win game 4. Golden State winning next time in San Francisco. Then Boston winning this game is over with. We going to the house. Matt said it's over. Give it up, Dubs and 6.
Oh, so you pretty much saying Boston finish it up in Boston? 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
that would probably be 6 that you're
Yeah,
talking
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
about. Okay.
that's the best case scenario. I think it's 5. But I mean, I will say it may go 6, but it's gonna be 6 for Boston.
I'm saying 7.
Think it's 7. I don't think go 7, man.
I think this is a 7-game series. I mean, I just Steph is just magical with what he's doing, man. Like he's been the only constant. Now I will say this: the way he was looking hobbled over and hunched over at the end of the game last night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, until I hear otherwise, I'm not concerned. Until they drop some kind of diagnosis, saying he's like got some kind of sprain or broken or something.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to change my thought on it. He's still going to get his. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it I think I saw somebody said that it's the same foot that he had injured that he missed like 12 or 13 games at the end of the regular season. So
Oh shoot.
I'm not 100% sure about that, but
It's really over.
I mean, but I don't want to say that just because this is a team that has championship makeup, man. Like Clay can at any moment just go stupid. We've seen it.
Yeah, he has done it. He has done it, and he can do it. I don't think it's gonna happen, bro.
No, I think what may I'm challenging Steve Kerr, man. Switch up the lineup, bro. Like it's okay to hey Draymond, man, you a
You got to sit
liability.
this one out, bro. You got to sit this one out. You causing us all kinds of problems,
Yeah,
man.
you gonna have to come off the bench.
Technicals.
You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to come off the bench. And
You got to come out the locker room.
well, no, I mean, I'm gonna play mental mind games with him. If I put you on the bench, I'm challenging you to, get out this funk and get back to what we do.
Right.
Play warrior basketball. Like stop with the foolishness and the bullshit. Let's come on, man.
I mean, it's like one of those things when you go for it on 4th down, you're a genius if it works. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You're an idiot if it don't. Same thing. All this stuff, if he's scoring and they winning, he a genius.
but but
But
but
since
with
he's not,
basketball, but I'm saying with
mhm,
basketball, you get the chance to see if it works for 5-6 minutes in the first quarter, starting the
mhm.
game, and if it's not working, then you can go to Draymond. Gets to see if he gets the
Well,
idea
I'm
that
not talking
in
about.
the
I'm
first.
talking about Draymond himself. I'm saying
Oh,
Draymond
okay.
looks like a genius if all the antics he doing and stuff. If they winning and he's scoring and
If he's
producing,
backing up all the
yeah,
mess
he's
that's going
backing it
on,
up.
yeah,
But if he's
yeah,
not, he's looking like a liability.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
He did admit it. He admitted. But I mean, it is. You don't need to say it. We see
Right.
it.
Like, thank you, Captain Obvious.
We know.
We see.
All it takes is a joker with 2 eyes and a pulse. They can see
Right. You can see.
that you playing like shit. We know. We see it. We see it,
Right.
Draymond. Thank you
That's,
for confirming it.
that's how like my criteria for a woman. 2 eyes in a post. Just saying.
If there are any viewers of the female species and you are single, adults do what adults do.
One eye. Hey, yeah, right, Matt. 1 eye in a post. 1 eye, 1 leg post. We don't matter.
Only one eye? Like, you only accepting at least just one eye?
I ain't fucking eye. Just saying.
I didn't know you were in the Cyclopses, but
Hey
okay.
man.
I didn't know that was your thing, but everybody has their thing. Yeah.
Hey, Cyclops got coochie.
Oh, so you like old girl from Futurama?
Hey, she kind of thick though. She kind of thick.
Bro, no chill.
I'm like Captain Kirk, boy.
No chill. That's what we doing today. My man said, well, she kind of thick.
Just saying.
Oh goodness, I can't. I, I'm absolutely just. Oh my goodness. But no.
She's breathing right. That's the criteria. Thanks, man. You understand?
Here's the crazy thing with Boston.
Mm,
Jason Tatum keeps having those. We said it. Those up and down,
mhm.
like, and they're still up 2-1.
Right.
Obviously, the game that he didn't do so well, they lost. So I think he needs to get in his bag but Jaylen Brown
Hmm.
came out blazing in the first quarter. So
Right.
it's weird. Boston keeps doing that. It's like somebody has a good game while the other one has a terrible game, and then like they alternate.
Right.
They're alternating. So if we can get consistency from Boston, I would agree with you in 5. But the days that somebody is like Jason Tatum is playing absolutely like Dookie in game 2, you had Al Horford, Marcus Smart, and Robert Williams, all three combined for 6 points. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do a mess like this, like there's no way that you're gonna end this in 5 or better yet 6.
Right.
If they were more consistent, I'd be like, yeah, I can see what you're saying in 5, but it's kind of like we're trying to find the battle of the consistency right now between these two teams.
Yeah, I can see that. But I just think if you look at all 3 games, right? Even the game Boston lost, to a degree, they still was bullying Golden State in that game. They just wasn't hitting their shots.
Yes.
So my thing is,
All the shots they were making in game 1, they couldn't make it game 2 for some reason.
right. But if you look at Golden State, you know, they still doing it. They still in the game they won, still turnovers in that game. Just they were just hitting more shots. You know. So my thing is Boston still has the advantage when you look at it from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Because Golden State still turning the ball. I'm still turning the ball over. So all Boston had to do is just be proficient. They don't even have to be good. Just be proficient and take advantage of those. Take advantage of the turnovers. 3-pointers always be long rebounds. That usually is the advantage to the defensive team. So I just don't see unless Golden State to do something like to turn it around drastically. I don't see them winning this series.
God, I say switch it, man. I'm telling you, I would probably put Kuminga in there. Just
You do
switch it up
something,
a little
man.
bit. Switch it up a little bit.
Right.
Anyway, let's transition
They
to
bring back Chris Mullins and
no
Mitch
sir.
Richmond. Get Mitch Richmond out there.
Not with like the 80s military army
Right.
like box cut.
Was a
Oh.
Run Team MC? Whatever that's called. Bring them back.
Anyway, let's transition to some NFL talk. So Aaron Donald, after the Super Bowl, pretty much says, "Hey, I'm content. I'm good. I would, if I retired, it wouldn't bother me. You know,
Hmm.
but if Rams want me back, have contract talks. So he pretty much gets a 3 year, $95 million raise. That was pretty much an extension onto the previous contract that he had. It was
Mm-hmm.
like 6 years, 140 million, if I'm correct.
Right.
And so pretty much a 3 year, $95 million raise. Um, how do you feel about Aaron Donald being the highest paid non QB player in NFL history?
He deserved it. I mean, I think it's a smart move anyway because it's not a long term contract. It's kind of it's more of a restructure than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So you know you need him. You have he gone. Your chances of winning the Super Bowl plummets.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you need him. He deserved it. He played. He played enough where he deserves to get his contract. It's not a long term deal, so you're not locked into nothing long term. So if he start after 2 years, started to go downhill, you're not tied to him after 2 years. So it's not a long term deal. So I think it's a good move on the Rams part. But me, I'm a firm believer in doing things proactively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, last year or the year before last, I've been looking for somebody to him to tutor. I mean, to tutor. Because I knew it was coming. He been saying that for a while that he only want to play 8 years anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, when it got close, you should have been like, you know what? Let's get somebody in here. If it has to be like a young vet, 2 3 year player, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, because like sometimes you got those diamonds in the rough that they get under the right person, they can become
They
something
unlock
nice,
something.
unlock something.
Yeah.
And a great. If Sean McVay is a great evaluator of talent, he just be looking. I
Mm-hmm.
like he got something right there, and you go and get that person, bring them in, and teach them from your defensive coordinator to Aaron Donald. He can take that place. So when after 2 years, Donald decided to walk, he just step right in and keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good move, man. I think it's a good move. I think he deserves it. And this is one time I can't say do nothing stupid like trading away first round draft picks.
But you
This
know
is
what? This strategy seems to be working
for them,
for them. For them.
right?
And
Hmm.
and I'm not saying like every franchise needs to do the
Right.
same formula, but for some reason it's been working out for them. It's because
Hmm.
what they're saying is like, hey, instead of me uh getting a first round pick at the end of the first round, more than likely because the Rams have been a consistent playoff team.
Hmm.
Instead of picking at the back of the first round, let's go ahead and trade that first round and get a proven young veteran that's been in the league 3, 4, maybe 5 years. Jalen Ramsey was a young veteran when they snatched him.
Hmm.
Um, you get Von Miller, a
Right.
proven veteran. He maybe
Hmm.
not be so young. He's 31, 32.
Right.
Um, but still, you saw what he can do with Aaron Donald on the same side of the football with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, uh, it's moves like that, signing OBJ.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Taking a chance on that, and it worked out great. That
Right.
signing OBJ worked out perfect. Had he not tore his knee, we're talking about him getting a nice little fat contract, probably, if not from the Rams, from somebody else.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and look at the performance he was putting on before he got hurt in the Super Bowl. He was torching Cincinnati. He was
Oh yeah.
he was torturing them. So he possibly could have easily had himself a nice little payday. I know they move off of Robert Woods, but you bring in Allen Robinson, who was probably number one rated wide receiver free agent on a lot of people's list.
Hmm.
So uh, Rams are going all in, and you look at the window. Uh, Obviously, we both have said numerous times AFC, NFC. AFC is by far a loaded conference.
Oh
You could
yeah.
you could probably go 10 deep out of 16 teams. You could probably go 10 deep that got a shot at getting into the playoffs for
I
sure.
agree. Hmm. Hmm.
Now you go over to the NFC. All right. So Rams, you're defending champions. Where's your hurdles? Um, yeah, you can say Packers, but you still got question marks. You don't know what a Aaron Rodgers without a Devontae Adams offense looks like in Green Bay. What does that look like?
Right.
You know, I know you still got Aaron Jones, but when a quarterback loses his favorite target, that's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? And they got young guys, and
I agree.
Aaron ain't never been fond of young wide receivers. He thinks they don't get it. So, but it's more on him to get him
Only
up to
paying
speed.
Wagner 10 mil ain't shit either. Yeah, you right.
And that's smart. That's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wagner should get it. He ring chasing. So
yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. He
I ain't
deserves it.
saying nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's the reason why they can pay him that.
Look at his numbers. His numbers are crazy. They go up the older he has gotten. He's 31, 32 too. You know what I'm saying? So he's a veteran that's been around the league.
Right.
And look on every level of defense. They probably got a Hall of Famer on each level. You got Aaron Donald up front on the front four, Hall of Famer. Go to the mid level linebacker core. You got Bobby Wagner, Hall of Famer. Go to the back end, Jalen Ramsey. The trajectory he's on, he's a Hall of Famer. So they're not only loading up on offense, they're getting jacked up on defense too. That's going to be a scary team to mess with. And Green Bay, I don't know if they can compete.
They can beat Green Bay.
They can
beat Tampa.
They can beat Tampa.
I mean, I think.
What other hurdles? San Francisco.
That's about it.
Maybe New Orleans with Jameis Winston coming back because they were looking kind of good. But you can't foresee or honestly say that.
What was in that weed, nigga?
No, bruh. Jameis Winston was balling with the Saints before he got hurt, bruh. I gotta admit it. I've never been a big fan of Crab Legs, but I gotta give credit where credit was due. Crab Legs had that Saints offense moving, bro, with what they had on offense.
We talking about playing against the Rams and beating the Rams
in
a playoff game.
I hear you.
Yeah, they should have had their own salary cap. You right.
I hear you. But what I'm saying is like there's Packers, Niners, Buccaneers are pretty much your for sure threats. You're not scared of nobody in the East.
No.
And that's including Dallas. You're not scared of nobody in the East.
No.
You maybe got I would say the Niners for sure. Maybe Arizona if they can, hang
put something together, maybe.
No, if they can hang past second half of the season, you know what I'm saying? Stop, Matt. We're not no.
Watch out for my job. Come on, man.
Sometime down the road. Yes.
Way down the road.
Keep going. Yeah, well, whatever year you thinking, Matt, add another 4-5 on to it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how far down the road it's gonna be. But
right.
Let me ask you this about Aaron Donald. Give me your top 5 of all defensive players, and where does he rank on your top 5?
Oh man, it's hard, man. You got to put LT in there.
Are you gonna put this in order?
No, I'm gonna name them.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, can we just knock number 1 out the way? I think we both agree LT's 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
LT's 1. I don't know, man. Cause you got your Bruce Smiths down there.
Yeah. Come on.
We got Ronnie Lott. Who else? I'm trying to think defensive wise. They got to put Derek Thomas in there.
100% agree with you, Matt. And yes, I would put Derek Thomas in my top 5, and that's not being biased. I'm
Yeah, I
just saying
mean,
that guy
Eric
was a
Thomas was a man,
monster.
man. Then, then you gotta go back. You look at them old Raider teams, man, with Lyle Zato, and all Jack Tatum. I mean Jack Tatum. Yeah, Jack Tatum. I'm thinking Jack Tatum. They wasn't no joke, man. But
Mm.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Ronnie Lott, LT. I'm trying to think somebody in his position too. Reggie White.
Mm.
What's that? That's four. That's three. I'll put. We'll say that I can't really think of two more right now, but I'll put him at number 5,
All right, so check
4
this
or
out.
5.
You said for you,
Yeah,
AAD.
yeah, Aaron Donald.
All right, so I'm gonna go 5 Derek Thomas.
Okay,
I'm gonna go 4 Deion Sanders.
I forgot about Dion.
3, I'm gonna go Reggie White.
Okay,
2, I'm gonna go Aaron Donald.
okay,
Number 1, I'm gonna go LT.
okay. I'll say this. I'll say Aaron Donald. If you look at him and where he stands, yeah, Bruce Smith. Um,
Mm.
he is dominant in his position right now. That's why you always, when you think Aaron Donald, you automatically go to LT because you think how dominant LT was.
And I know Bruce Smith is at the top of all time sacks, but man, in Buffalo he had who else did he have on that D line? He had Marcellus Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh,
Somebody else I'm forgetting.
didn't he had Tally on the line with him?
Tally was on there.
Yeah, so he had three good solid, two other good solid pass rushers, um, on the front line, and he got a. You look at what he was doing in the AFC. He got a lot of single blocking. He wasn't getting double team like Aaron Donald, triple team like Aaron Donald. And it's not the shade on Bruce Smith. It's just he. I saw a lot of single coverage on that man when I was watching football as a youngin. Um, do his thing, and he played a long time too. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
played a long time.
So don't get me wrong. Usually, when you at the top,
Mike Singletary, Patrick
um,
Willis. I can't put Pat up there with Aaron Donald.
I think Patrick
Singletary,
retired too early.
yeah, Singletary. I could put him in the top 10, but I don't know if I put him over Aaron Donald.
I like Luke Kuechly. He
I
retired too
can't put
early
him. I
too.
can't put him over Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I, I couldn't put him over these guys like on my list.
No, I
I
mean,
know JJ Watt would get some mentions. When it's all
I mean,
probably
somebody,
said and done,
if
TJ Watt too.
somebody say top 10, I wouldn't argue that. I just don't think I put him over Aaron. Can you look at Aaron Donald? You have every time you play the Rams, you have to account for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes you got to account for 2 people for him. You know what I'm saying? And
Darrell Reeves is a weird one to really rank because he
yeah,
had his time was dominant. I'm not even gonna cap about that,
hmm,
but it was such a small window though.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Dion. Like
hmm.
Dion's run was like a long
Oh, what's my man?
run
Oh, it's
of
on the tip of my
dominance.
tongue. Daryl Green from on
Oh, for
Washington.
cornerback, yes, he
Yeah,
was just as fast.
yeah. Charles Woodson too.
Oh, I love Charles Wilson.
I love Charles Woodson, man.
Of course, he would
I'm talking
win.
about longevity. I'm just talking about just the fact,
Yeah,
he's played for a while and he was still at the top of his game when
even
he
when he got to
retired.
Green Bay, yeah, he was.
Same with Rod Woodson, Troy Polamalu. I mean, those some great players, man. But
Ray
I think
Lewis.
Ray Lewis,
Yeah.
he retired on top, the killer. Still ain't found that suit yet, right? Just saying. And I think like yeah. So I forgot about Ray. So he'll be in my top 5. It'll be Reggie White, Deion Sanders, Ray Lewis, Aaron Donald, and
LT.
LT. and I think I go LT first. Maybe Dion, maybe Reggie White. I gotta go Reggie White. Reggie White, Aaron Donald, maybe in there. Dion, then Ray Lewis,
That's fair.
somewhere in there.
Not
And
bad.
then number 6 had to be Ed Reed. I love Ed Reed.
Ooh. Mm. Mm. See, they see. Oh man, when you talk, all right. So let me ask you this: Ed Reed or Palomalu?
Ed Reed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure.
Ed Reed, bro.
Ed Reed,
Ed
man.
Reed was a beast, bro.
He knocked the snot out of you, and he normally wasn't the bigger guy
And
neither.
I tell you another one too. He wouldn't have died early too. Sean Taylor.
Oh my god. Oh,
All them guys from the U, man. I'm telling you, all
yo,
up from the U.
Sean Taylor. I think Hall of Fame will give him an honorable,
It should.
induction. Yeah.
It should, man.
But
I don't think. I think we had talked about this about. I forgot who we were talking about, but I don't think when you have a short career based on, say, injury or death. You
mhm,
know what I'm saying? I think if you look at that their body of work in
for
that
what they
short time
did,
was dominant.
yeah,
You should at least give them an
induction.
honorary jacket. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Give him an honorary jacket. I mean, because Sean Taylor,
yeah,
Byron, you know what I'm saying? The way he played, the dominant he was, you got to give it to him.
yeah. You're right, Matt. 100% right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
100% right. He had Hall of Fame pedigree written all over him, and it's just a shame that he got taken away too early, too soon in his career. Young guy,
Right. Right.
because like man, even I know I always remember the Pro Bowl hit on Brian Morgan, the punter,
Mm-hmm.
but that was his mindset. Even in the Pro Bowl, was like, bro, I'm
Right.
playing football. I'm trying to murder you.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. Damn,
Right.
bad to even say, but
Yeah, that sounds like
anyway.
something Ray would say.
No, that, yeah, Sean Taylor would. Yeah, he
Now I
was
think
killing
about
it.
it. Now I think about it. That dance Ray used to do, that was a death dance.
What?
That's what that was. That dance he used to do when he came out. That was, you know what I'm saying? That's a death dance. I see now, Ray. I see. I see, bro. I see. I peep game, Ray. I peep game.
That's hilarious. But no, yeah, Ed Reed, that's a good name in there as well, man.
I mean,
Man,
it's like one of those things. It's hard because you've seen so
so
many
many good.
great players, man. I mean, you know, unless you say somebody crazy, there's a lot of lists I want to argue with.
Yeah. And
And
the
then
only reason, and not to mean to cut you, the only reason I
go ahead,
put
go ahead.
Aaron Donald ranked so high is because just the way that this league is so offensive driven,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's getting to the quarterback, getting double teamed,
I'm still
getting
getting it.
triple teamed, and he's still getting to the quarterback at the
Right.
defensive tackle position. And it's like it, there's one thing to be able to take a defensive player out of a game, knowing that you have to stop him. You know you got to stop Aaron Donald, and yet he gets what he wants. And especially when it matters, that whole fourth quarter belonged to him in that Super
It
Bowl.
did. It did, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like he bullied and made a whole offensive line shit themselves. He made the Cincinnati Bengals say, "Yo, I knew we had an offensive line problem, but we really got an offensive line
Right.
problem." And
Right.
they
Right.
addressed it immediately this whole
Right.
offseason. I mean, straight free agency and draft. They said, "Yeah, yeah, I think we're gonna, we're gonna work on that offensive line." Yeah,
All because
like
of one man.
yeah, one man just wrecked that shit. I mean,
But
it,
that's what I'm saying. So like I go back to my point. It said, you notice when people say Aaron Donald, their automatic mind go to LT.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the dominance he has on the game. And I think that's where you look at it and say, I gotta put him up there
Hey,
somewhere.
this is how I rank people. When you know you have to stop them and they know it too, and you still can't do shit about it.
Right.
Like that to me, it speaks volumes because it is yo, I don't I don't care about your game plan on me. If you think you're gonna stop me this way, I'm gonna flip the script and do something else that's gonna punish you. Oh, you
Hmm.
think you got a counter punch for that? I got a counter for that. Like it's greatness. Like you
Right,
can't do
right, right.
shit about it.
Kofi said Rangers game tonight. I'm pulling for Tampa.
Yeah,
Matt said, "What are your thoughts on Darius Leonard for the?" I think Darius Leonard is a great talent.
great
Great
talent.
talent. Great
Great
talent.
talent.
Yeah.
Um,
Not Aaron Donald like, but great talent.
I'll say
Coach got a great defense though.
I'll say this. He Darius Leonard is a good pass covering linebacker.
Hmm.
He gets a good amount of interceptions. He's been a professional at getting the ball, forcing fumbles.
Right.
He is great at that, and I'm not going to be mad at his talents because the best way to be a dominant defense is to get the offense at the field, and he causes turnovers.
Yeah,
So
he does.
uh, good game, but I'm not going to say he and a tackling machine.
Hopefully
He
they
can't.
take it. Yeah, I want to stay home.
You wild, bro. Um, Tackling machine, but you talking about taking over an NFL game like
Hmm.
Aaron Donald? Nah, he's not in that category though.
I mean, I think John Randall in the same category with Darius Leonard.
Yeah, good player, solid
Hmm.
player.
Solid player.
Yeah,
I mean, he those two are great players to have on your
on your
team.
team.
You
Hmm.
build a defense; they are good pieces to have on your team. But when you're talking about a top five list, like the people we name those lists, those are people that transcends, you know, the game. When you looking at it, you say you automatically go to like Aaron Donald, you automatically go to LT, you automatically go to names like Ray Lewis. When you think about
Reggie
defense,
White. Hmm.
Reggie White, you think about defense, those names automatically pop in your head, and that's how you know that you transcended, the teams you played for, the game you played. Warren Sapp, I love Warren Sapp.
Straight hand, Mike
Straight
Straight hand.
hand, yeah,
Solid,
solid players, man. I
damn
think
good
Warren
players.
Sapp was great.
Both Hall of Famers. Hell,
Yeah, Hall of Famer,
both of them. Yeah.
dominant. Um, all that money that Mike got, you need to get that gap fixed. I'm just saying.
He's doing well for himself in the media market now.
Here he is. I'm just saying. That's my purpose. I would got that mother fixed now.
Yeah, he got media money now. He need to go ahead and
Get that
just
mother fixed.
fill
Need
it
to get
in.
some spackle or something and smooth that mug out.
Spackle, bruh.
Smooth that motherfucker out. Just like
Go to the dentist. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
dentist, spackle the
Yeah,
backside.
put this spackle right here.
Fill that
Like you
thing
put
up.
like you put up some drywall. Yeah, that's his trademark.
Hey, it's funny you say that. That is almost his trademark. It's like he's
Yes.
known for his gap. So it's like
Hmm.
if he gets it fixed, it might take away from it.
Yeah, maybe.
It might take away from it, but no. But the Rams continue to make more noise.
Yep.
On the other side of the football, they signed Cooper Cup to an extension last night. He gets the bag.
Still a good move.
Um, I mean, what you think about this contract extension
Get that
that your
shit
man
lick
just got?
however it's spelled. I think it's a good okay. On that side of the ball, you gotta look at he helped the Rams in the Super Bowl too. He helped the Rams in the playoff game to get to the Super Bowl. That pass Matthew Stafford threw to him against San Francisco.
Mhm.
So all you look at what Cooper Cup has done and his value to the team. I think a lot of times we talk about people's contract and people getting the bag. They try to compare that to the game, the whole entire league. But you got to look at what that player's value to that team. Cooper
Mhm.
Cup's value to that team is worth that contract.
Mhm.
You know, because of what he done for the Rams, what he did for them throughout the whole season, playoffs, and the Super Bowl. You know, if you talk about Aaron Donald helping to win on that side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball, Cooper Cup helping to win on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, you know, we can argue without Odell and Beckham, they wouldn't have been in some of the position he was in too until he got hurt because he made a couple of great catches. But since we talk about Cooper Cup, I think Cooper Cup deserved the money he got.
Oh, no,
You know, he deserved it.
no argument for sure.
You know, he earned that money. And a lot of times, some of these players get money. You be like, oh, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you giving them what?
Hey, I'm still looking at that Christian Kirk
contract. I was about to say Exhibit A, Christian Kirk. You know what I'm saying? How the heck is he setting the market? Cooper Cup or somebody like that should be setting the market. How is he setting the market?
Like what the?
Like people outside of Arizona know who he was. Who?
Hey, but you know what? Hey, if I'm a wide receiver and I know I'm better than that Dusty Bomb, I'm like, wait, Christian Kirk got what?
Man, my whole you know you slide a paper across the table. My paper say Kirk on it. Christian Kirk on
it. Hey, yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Right. I was like, you see what Christian Kirk got? That'd be my whole negotiation thing.
I don't want nothing less.
I want nothing less.
That's the floor.
I'm like Aaron Donald. I wanted far more than what he got. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. No, Aaron Rodgers told me I want to be far paid more than ground. I want far more than what he got. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, wait, Chris Kirk got 21?
Right.
Hey, that's the floor, bro.
That's like the floor. That's like giving Chuck Nevin an extension. Darko Milicic, you know what I'm saying? He set the bar for the minimum going forward, right? How you give him that kind of money?
You like, I can't go nothing less than that. That is the floor, right, bro. Like
that's the floor.
Yeah, like all right. So I real talk, like need to be more like around 25. But Cooper Cup,
right?
Cooper Cup needs to be at the top.
Right. I mean, he should be setting the market.
Definitely not Tyreek.
Yeah, not Tyreek. Tyreek is a one-trick pony. Yeah, one-trick pony. That I mean, it is. What
he's one trick though.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, I know a girl to give good head. It's a one-trick pony, but it's still a good one trick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the pussy garbage, but she give good head. One trick, but still a good one trick. You know what I'm saying? So same thing.
She plays a role and she plays it well.
She plays it well. Hey, you gotta play up to your best ability. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do well, you do that to its fullest.
For now on, that's how you do that.
Right. Don't never go away from that.
Never. Like, come on, girl.
Right.
I can't. Oh my God. Yeah, he's a fool today. That's a day. No, this ain't just today, Matt. You know this. But so brings us to the next question.
Yep.
Would you rank Cooper Kupp right now in top 5 receiver list? Because you got to be in top 5.
Cooper Kupp is tricky, and I say this because Cooper Kupp is not the greatest athlete, athletic wise, but he runs great routes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has great hands. He's reliable.
Mm-hmm. Only missed 1 year.
Yeah, only missed 1 year. I don't know if I put him in a top 5, but he'd be in a top 10.
Ooh, really?
That's a lot of receivers, bro. You talking about Randy Moss?
No. I'm talking about in the current game right now.
The current game. Oh, current game.
Yeah,
okay.
Current game right now.
Current game. He could be in the top 5 current game.
Oh yeah, that's how I was about to. I was like,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, let's clarify this. Where do you put Cooper Kupp right now in the top 5 current wide receiver list?
He up there. I mean, Let me think. Who we got out there? We got D Hop, and I
Mm-hmm.
think D Hop. I think he loses a couple steps because of injury.
Yeah.
Um, then you go over to I want to see before I can put what's my man from Green Bay that went to Vegas.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. I mean, I think Adams is a talent, but I don't know how great his talents was in comparison to Carr and Rogers throwing to him. Will his numbers go down? Now, before I put him in any kind of list, I rather wait to this year to see.
Okay, but I'm saying you got to put him in the
But
list of what he's done up to this point.
then I'll put him in that top five.
Okay.
It'd be Adams, D Hop, maybe Chase and Jefferson. They you got to put them up there. What they done? Um, Keenan Allen. See, like, all right. So I'm looking at Matt's list.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen, Diggs, Evans. I like Justin Jefferson. That's why I said Jamar. I mean Justin Jefferson. And Chase. I don't think about them as like, especially Keenan Allen and Evans. What would they look like on other teams with different quarterbacks? Is they? And I'm not saying they're not talented, but they talented, elevated because they play with
Certain quarterbacks.
certain quarterbacks.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
I'm just kind of like I'm not I'm kind of shaky on them. Um, Adams Cup, say with especially Diggs.
Matt, I'm assuming that's Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans.
Okay. Yeah, he was good with crab legs. So Mike Evans been good, and then he gets Tom Brady, hell of an upgrade.
Hey, if crab legs to Tom Brady is a great upgrade.
My top five go like
Especially
this.
Diggs.
I got Stephon Diggs at 5, D Hop at 4,
Okay.
Justin Jefferson 3, Cooper Cup at 2. I got Devontae Adams at 1.
You don't have Chase in there, bro?
I need to see it multiple years.
Okay.
Like Justin Jefferson has given me back-to-back years with your favorite quarterback, Kirk Cousins. So that means a lot.
Fuck Kirk Cousins.
Don't worry, Matt about to get you in a second. But and Stephon Diggs did well with Kirk Cousins as well. And then he gets to go and be with Josh Allen. So and I'm not using that as a default, right?
Thank
On
you,
time,
man. Thank you, man.
I'm not using it as a default, but my thing is like, Josh Allen is one hell of a talent. So
Yes.
with Devontae Adams, his route running is just so crispy, so pristine. And it's like you knew that Aaron Rodgers was targeting him. You still couldn't stop it. Like and that's how I judge it. Like Cooper Cup, he's getting targeted, and you can't stop it. Same with Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs. These wide receivers, they are getting the football, and you can't stop it. Like
Debo, I don't know, because the way they play
use him.
Debo,
Yeah,
the way they use him, is
good
he a
player.
great? He's a
I
good
love
player, but
Debo.
is he a great receiver outside of those bubble screens
And runs and jet sweeps and
run
shit.
jet
Yeah,
sweeps and all that stuff? Is he a
yeah.
great receiver outside of that?
I think he's a
Healthy Mike
solid
Thomas, yes.
receiver.
He's a solid receiver, yeah. But is he a top 5 receiver? Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas is slant boy. I will die on that hill. Slant boy. That's it. Slant boy or go up and go get it.
Still a good receiver, but I don't know about top 5.
Mm-mm.
But he can't stay healthy enough.
2-year ankle injury, man. My ass, man. Just say you don't want to be in New Orleans. Just say it.
Right.
Just say it. Like if you don't want to be there, just say it.
I know that was Keyshawn relative, his cousin or something like that.
Yeah, his nephew or something like that.
Nephew or something like that. I was like, what?
Yeah. But no, if Mike Thomas comes back this year, I think he should, just because if he was unsure on how the offense would look without Drew, the offense looked fine with Jameis. You know,
I'm fine. I'll give you fine. I'm just saying they ain't beating. What's her name? He likes to crap.
that's good. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one, man. I mean, I get it. People want to put Jamar Chase in their list. I get it.
Shellfish
Um,
allergy.
I just want to see him do it again. Like,
Yeah. I
um,
mean, I think here's my thing, and I could be wrong on this, but I think for what I seen him do, he looked like he can repeat that.
oh, without a doubt, I
Mm.
obviously he's going to get the targets
And I think,
as long as he's healthy, he'll get the targets.
and I think injury messed up OBJ's legacy.
You said the injury did?
Injuries, all the injuries
Oh,
he had.
injuries. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
without those injuries, he'd be in your top 5.
yes. Yes.
You didn't see enough of him to say
He'd have been
what he,
dynamic.
right. Yeah, so I think the injuries kind of messed up his career. I mean, still great enough to be a second, third ballot Hall of Famer.
Because we're talking about now is 3 knee injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so if I think you're right, man. He was definitely showing the ability to put consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons together before he had the first knee injury in New
Right.
York, and then he had the other one in Cleveland that pretty
Mm-hmm.
much took one of the only 2 years that he played there, or a year and a half that he played there.
Right.
Um, I mean, then you could blame the last few games on, maybe not connection with quarterback, whatever.
Baker throwing poor passes, getting him injured.
Yeah. And
I think the
then,
Rams should just re-sign him, man.
yeah, it makes to
Resign him.
me it makes sense.
Resign him. Give him a give him a decent deal. You ain't gotta give him that. You ain't giving him Cooper Cup money, but you know,
Oh no, but I would definitely sign him now because think about it. You be like, yo, I'm gonna sign you, and I'm gonna give you this much only because you're hurt. And I can't give you this much.
and to give him a incentive-based contract.
But if I was OBJ, I'm not
Mm.
signing nothing until I'm cleared to play.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. But at least let him know you're interested. So like, say
Oh
other
yeah,
teams come and get him, and he most of his stuff would be incentive-based. You give him a decent upfront, you know, and but the rest of the things for him to get more money is incentive-based. That way, if he don't hit those benchmarks, what do you say, man? That comes a lot to play. And that
shut
protects
your ass up and mind your business, Kofi.
and that protects him. That protects the Rams,
I
and
got
then
cotton mouth.
right, and then also,
Shout out Dirty Hills.
right, Dirty Hills. That gives him an incentive to to go out there and do better. Basically, he on commission. It's your base salary. The rest is commission. Go out there and get it.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Um,
Okay, I'll check it out, Cole.
uh, interesting thought popped into my head.
Okay.
And it's going to lead into 2 different conversations. We'll have the more serious one after this, but with Deshaun Watson's little situation going on,
Mm-hmm.
and Baker Mayfield still on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
going to get 19 million. The way that they got Deshaun's contracts structured, his is about 1 million
Right.
for this year. Obviously, I think don't think it's pretty obvious that they're preparing in case
Mm-hmm.
of being suspended. Because let's be honest, the NFL doesn't need any guilty verdicts or pleas to suspend a player. If they feel that your conduct is a black eye to their product,
Mm-hmm.
to their bottom line, well, maybe not their product, to their bottom line. If it's a problem to their bottom line,
Mm-hmm.
then they will put you on a commissioner exempt list. Well,
Right.
he hasn't been put on there yet. Um, but here's my thing.
He said they got Jacoby Brissett. Nobody wants him. I really have Baker. And I'm not a Baker fan.
but here's my thing.
Hmm.
If you're Baker Mayfield and he and Deshaun gets suspended for
Hmm.
a certain amount of time, if you're Baker Mayfield, what would you do and how would you handle the
What
situation?
would you do? You play. You know why you play if you Baker Mayfield? Because part of the reason why some people don't want to touch Baker Mayfield is the way he's been handling the situation in Cleveland.
Mm,
You know, and so this would be another thing they can add on to. It's like, well, you had opportunity to play, you ain't play. You
mm,
sat there and moped. You sat there and cried. So
mm.
for him, this would be a help. This will help him more in the long run. For him going because it's inevitable he's not going to be there.
Mm.
Whether it be this year or next year, he's not going to be there. So
Yeah.
now Baker needs to start thinking about, what I'm saying, his future. So you got to suck it up and play because if you don't, they're gonna add that on to it, and then next year it's gonna be even harder for you to find somebody to take you.
Mm.
You know, because then what they gonna go off of? The last time you played. The last time you played, you suck.
You looking like Dookie.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got a chance to get out here and and give a blank sheet and start your resume over.
Mm.
So I think for him, he need to play. you know,
Huh.
Suck it up and be a man and play.
I like that. I like that. Um, if
I know
knowing
Klondike Brown like because I heard some Kobe be tripping.
uh here's my thing.
Hmm.
Obviously, I think he's going to be on the roster come week 1 by default because nobody's nobody's jumping at the gun to get Baker.
Right, right.
But let's be honest. There's a lot of teams out there that got their quarterback situation pretty much settled at this point.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh, maybe Carolina, you can say, could have a question mark.
they drafted
Uh,
somebody though.
but I'm just saying, who did they draft?
Did they draft a quarterback? And I'm mistaken.
I can't remember.
Because
Uh,
Pickett went to Pittsburgh, right?
yeah, Pickett went to Pittsburgh. Um,
What's the name went to Washington? The Carolina quarterback.
what Sam Howell?
Yeah, I think he went to Washington, didn't he?
I can't remember. Maybe Seattle. You know, do you go
Maybe.
with Geno Smith or Drew Lock? I don't think you got the answer in either one of those. Um, yeah. No. Ritter went to Atlanta. I
Oh yeah, he
thought
went to Atlanta. I think he went there too. Or I don't know. I look it up and say.
because I know that they signed Mariota in Atlanta too, and Ritter went. He'll probably either be the backup or compete.
I think Ritter would be a good quarterback on the right team.
He seems very mature. I know he's a lot
Hmm.
older too. He's like 23, 24 or something like that. So he's not your typical 22, 21
Right.
rookie.
Shit. Plus,
Um,
plus he got a kid on the way. He got a kid now. I mean, so he
yeah.
has he needs that money.
But no, he just knows how to handle situations different. Um,
Right.
than most football players coming out of college.
Hmm.
I mean, no, nobody's really chomping again. Nobody's chomping at the bit to go get Baker Mayfield in for 19 million. Like unless
Yeah,
Cleveland
they
is
got
willing
Matt
to eat
Corral.
some of that.
Carolina got Matt Corral.
Matt Corral. Okay. Um,
So they don't need him.
possibly not. Yeah. Didn't probably just Seattle now that if Seattle or
So
XFL.
right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I'm Seattle, I'm looking at like, okay, how much money Cleveland gonna eat?
Oh yes. Oh no, they got to eat that. I
I'm
ain't
just
paying no
saying.
full 19 million, bro.
Yeah. So I'm
Not for
looking
no
at
Baker
that.
Mayfield, cuz.
Then I'm looking at how much is Baker Mayfield gonna move the needle in our present state.
Mm,
If it's not much, why spend that money on Baker Mayfield? We rebuilding. I can put that money somewhere else. I can wait till next year's draft, and I'm not paying those players for 3-4 years. So
Yeah,
because he's not gonna move. He's not gonna move that needle no further than what it is.
no, he already
Neither
had the
way.
opportunity. This man had one of the best rosters on paper
Right.
and
Right.
couldn't and had one playoff appearance.
Right.
I
So
mean, talent was
his claim to
everywhere
fame.
on
His
this
claim to
roster.
fame was beating Pittsburgh. That's it. That's it, bro. That was his claim. That was his Super Bowl.
We beat Pittsburgh.
He beat Pittsburgh. Right. That was a Super Bowl. He said he might as well go to Disneyland now because that's it.
Who else did you beat?
Right.
We
Pittsburgh.
beat Pittsburgh.
So yeah,
And then
I don't see no other team that really can use him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at it from a standpoint, if I'm a Super Bowl contending team, right now I don't need him. Now maybe if my quarterback gets hurt in the middle of the year, I think he's a good stand-in backup. Then I go get him. But then I'm looking at, do I want to pay that kind of money for him? How much Cleveland gonna eat for me to decide to go get him? No, they say they ain't gonna eat enough for me to get him. It is worth spending that money, especially my quarterback coming back in, say, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'd rather wait that month out and go to my present backup. So he's better off in Cleveland, especially Deshaun, because now with these new, now they talking about it might be up to 66. Now rumors going on they may suspend him for the whole year.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
so he better off playing because he'll get a full year. Hang on, that is getting on my nerve. He get a full year to prove that he can be a starter in the NFL, not 4 or 5 games. But Washington got Wentz, and they got. Well, listen, wait a minute, but listen.
No, Carson Wentz.
I know what you're gonna say, but listen to this. You got Wentz, and you went and drafted Sam Howell, right? How much is Wentz and Baker Mayfield separated by?
Not a lot.
So why am I spending money on him? I already got a quarterback. I already got Baker Mayfield on my team.
They're pretty much on the same level. If you ask
me. I don't need his twin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wentz stink out the place. I'd rather put the rookie and let him get some experience.
That's a linear move.
That's my future anyway. So he stink out the place, and we out of playoff contention. Put Sam Howell in, let him get some time. Texans like they in love with what's the name?
Love Davis.
They love Davis Mills. They love Mills down there. His best bet is backup. Somewhere he's gonna be as much as I crap on him, I think he's a great backup quarterback.
What, Baker?
Yeah.
Oh, obviously. Oh yeah.
I think he's a great backup quarterback. I'll take him as a backup. Cleveland's gonna have to eat that money. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'd be like this. I'd be like Cleveland. Yeah, you're gonna have to eat just about 2/3 of this, right. And I'll pick up the other third and send his ass with the Microsoft Surface tablet directions because that's what he finna do.
That's what it's gonna be, right?
That's what he finna do. Let him get proficient with the directions and how to operate this motherfucker.
Tell him to grab an iPad and turn his hat backwards. That's all you're gonna be doing.
Nah, don't even worry about hitting the weight room, bro. You ain't.
Well, you good.
You ain't hitting the field, cuz. You are here for scout team and backup purposes, bro.
Say, nigga, you got a Peloton at home, don't you? You good.
No need to hit the weights. But
depending more of Baker's salary than higher draft picks they get. Yeah, I mean that's cool, but then like we saying though, man, there's no team that's a good fit for him if you look at it from a large scale, unless he's going as a backup. Mm-hmm. A backup, hey, I could fit him in a lot of teams as a backup.
Oh,
for real.
31 other teams that could use him as a straight backup.
Right. So, but as a starter, What must he had like Lamar just said, he had one of the arguably one of the best rosters in the NFL and couldn't do nothing with it.
How do you have that backfield
He had that
and don't
backfield and that
and
defense.
in that defense, you had Jarvis Landry, OBJ. You know what I'm saying? Like they, Peoples Jones
No,
is doing
yeah.
well.
Now you got the overpaid tight end.
And Joku, yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is like,
And
man,
what's
the
the other tight end that guy? He pretty decent too. What's his name?
Austin Hooper, yeah.
Austin Hooper. Yeah.
Like you got the pieces there. Like I put it together, man. Like
He came.
he
He
was
just came, bro.
he was the anchor.
That's it. He was the anchor pulling them down, pulling them all the way down. So his best bet is where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, like I said, you look at the Watson situation. Let's say at the least case
Minimum
scenario, 64 games, 4 to 6 games. So
minimum.
you got at least
I think that's minimum.
So you don't know, for the 2022 season, you starting 4 to 6 games. That's more than you will start anywhere else.
You better make them the best 4 to 6.
So you make it a 4 to 6 games you can, and go on a roll.
Well, he has to raise his stock. He got to raise his stock.
Got to raise your stock. At the most, you might have a whole year to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, this is his best bet. He need to take advantage of that. He need to take advantage of that. Stop.
Look, me personally, and I'll rehash it in the next topic we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the NFL should suspend Deshaun, because if last year he had 22 civil suits against him, 2 criminal charges filed against him, and they didn't suspend him, didn't put him on commissioner's exempt list. Fast forward a year later, no criminal charges filed against him, 24 civil suits. To me, what's really the difference?
But so how does 66 come in a play?
No, because it's saying that the New York Times investigated that he contacted 66 different women.
Okay.
Setting up close to 117 appointments over a 2-year span.
Oh, okay.
So there's a good possibility that the 24 could go up, depending if the women want to be part of the civil suit or not.
Oh, so my thing is this: it can go up because it's like I don't know if you ever got one of those letters in the mail where you have say, you had a 96.
It only takes one person to actually get done wrong.
What it's saying, you say it said like you had a 96 Buick and we doing a class action suit. You could just you add your name to it, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and put my name in. No, I might get me something. So same thing, they get a letter in the mail say, hey, Deshaun Watson, you had we see that you had contact with Deshaun Watson. You want to have a class action lawsuit, civil suit against him, blah blah blah. You want to come forward? I'm thinking, I'm staying in the project. Nigga, gas almost $7. I'm about to hit this lick. You know what I'm saying? For real.
That's human nature, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Hit this lick. What I got to lose? I'm going to hit this lick.
That's why I keep trying to tell people, man, look at the facts. But one thing we'll dig a little bit deeper in that in just a second, because if something tells me that Baker could be petty enough to say, like, nope, I'm not going to show up and play,
and that's gonna mess up his value,
his
man.
stock. Yep.
Gonna mess him up, man. He need to man up, man, for real, and just go ahead and play. That's gonna mess him up, bro. I'm telling you, because that's what people keep saying when they was talking about this whole Baker thing. They kept bringing up the fact he went on the podcast and was complaining about that. The letter, all that stuff. They bringing that stuff of how he handles things. So
and it's painted with a bitching and moaning brush.
Right. There you go. For real. And so you look at it from that standpoint, he has a chance to end. People have short-term memory.
Big time.
So you come out here in 2022 and you say 6 games and you just show off for 6 games. That's what people gonna remember the most about you. Think about Josh McCown. Quarterbacks like that had a couple good games and people went in and signed for him. It's like, oh,
hell, look at Nick Foles. Like
Nick Foles, perfect. Jamarcus Russell.
No, not that far.
I'm saying, but they looked at his LSU career. That's the last thing they seen of him.
True.
And he got out there to the Raiders, and I know what's my man name? I know Ryan Leaf is happy because they forgot all about Ryan Leaf when he talking when he came into the league.
Nah, ain't nobody ever forget
like,
about Ryan Leaf.
Ryan who?
Nobody ain't gonna ever forget about Ryan Leaf. Let's be honest about that. But no. So moving on. Obviously, we talked about the Deshaun part, but here's a new wrinkle into this whole scenario.
All right.
That lawsuit just yet, but based off of statements and comments from Tony Busby, the attorney for those 24 women who allege sexual misconduct against Watson, the Texans who call NRG Stadium home could be added very, very soon. The accusations keep piling up. 2 more accusers came forward this week, and now the Houston Texans are expected to be co-defendants in those lawsuits. KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss broke down what that means for the Texans franchise.
This is a situation where, regardless of whether or not the Texans win, there's another expression in the criminal justice system the Texans are about to learn about on the civil side. You can beat the rap, but you can't beat the ride.
The victim's attorney, Tony Busby's decision to add the Texans comes a few months after a grand jury decided not to indict the former Texans QB on any criminal charges of sexual assault or harassment. It also comes just days after a New York Times report.
If you don't tell your story, somebody else will tell it for you. Right now, nice. Tony Busby is telling his story.
The Times reporting that Watson booked appointments with 66 different women in a 17-month span. The article also says that the Texans provided Watson their venue for some of his massage appointments. The report goes on to say a security official with the Texans provided Watson with a non-disclosure agreement form to give to the massage therapist.
I think that the Texans' response is easily stated. Of course, we wanted to keep Deshaun Watson healthy and happy. But at the end of the day, we had no way of knowing that a kid who was a success story from the time he was old enough to throw a spiral would ultimately find himself on the wrong end of over 24 lawsuits.
In a statement, Busby said, quote, "What has become clear is that the Houston Texans organization and their contracting massage therapy company facilitated Deshaun Watson's conduct. In many of these cases, the Texans provided the opportunity for this conduct to occur." And we have reached out to the Texans organization about this possible lawsuit, but have not heard back from them as of news time.
Yeah, we already know how that goes.
At NRG Stadium, Bill Barajas.
So does that change, I guess, anything about how you feel about how the case is going?
I mean, it just showed the Texans was in cahoots with them too, setting it up. I mean, but that don't surprise me. I mean, you gotta start athlete. Most of these teams do what they want to appease this athlete. So that don't surprise me.
Protect the investment.
Protect your investment. You know what I'm saying?
To me, I don't see nothing abnormal about the practice.
I mean, they set it up for them.
What I'm saying is NDAs. If Jay-Z and Beyonce give out NDAs just for you hanging out with you.
He said it must be a good massage therapy company to bring in that many lawsuits.
Hey, them happy endings must have been good too. All them sessions he kept setting up. I just think my final synopsis is he's just a freak, and he's just.
Hey, let the song go. Not a song go.
What? How does all go? Oh, well, Rick James.
No, that's hold on. You know what that is?
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it.
No.
That's O'Brien. I'm just so freaky.
I mean, like, and like we said before, I'm not trying to. And I think what sucks is because when there are real women that deal with real situations like this,
Yeah.
it may make it seem like it might be harder for them to come forward and be truthful about us, a real situation. Because to me, once the criminal charges got dropped, I'm like, I don't think people are really, seeing the truth and the dots that just aren't connected, especially from information put out there by the plaintiffs and Tony Busby, who's a lawyer, spearheading this. So, I Busby's doing his job. He's got to make Deshaun look a certain way.
Right.
He got to make him look like a monster, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I hate about the whole court of public appeal and all that stuff. Like court of the public mess. Like he, look at the facts. You can't be going off emotions. A lot of people in the public go, right? He's guilty. He's guilty. It's 24. Ah.
Right. I mean, it's like we said before, man. You look at the facts. The facts don't look good on the women's side. It just doesn't. For the ones that I've seen,
Yeah.
I haven't seen all 24 that I can remember, but the ones I've seen, they don't look good on their side. And then, you now you talking about involving money. Shoot, I'm trying to hit a lick too. Then you know what I'm saying? I think that nigga touched me too. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like we said before, he may be.
I bet not see you on no civil suit, bro.
I know that mud like crying. Oh, I'm so traumatized. I'm so traumatized. How much you say I'm getting?
Wait, not the looker at the crowd. Like, how much am I getting? Mr. Thomas, yeah, they didn't believe you, sir. They didn't believe you.
I know the shot was cut this way. So you got a license? They told me I need a license. He just hit me up on my IG. I was like, "Oh, Deshaun,
hey, what's up?
What's up, bro?"
Somebody on Man Down podcast last night. I can't remember who it was. Right, brought up a good point. Like, if he's just contacting you on Instagram, like Instagram, Twitter, they got that blue check, to verify, certain celebrities, and you have to be like at a certain social status to get that check. And so, you don't really think, all of a sudden, Deshaun Watson's in my DMs. Oh, there's the check. So Deshaun Watson is in my DM.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Can you give me a deep tissue massage? You're a cosmetologist. Hell yeah, I can massage. Like, what you mean?
Right.
To me, that's how the situations are going.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, it's like we talk about the other lady, Mr. Thomas. Did you ejaculate on her stomach and face? Yeah, man, I already got kids. I left some kids on her chin. But anyway.
Reel it back in, Captain. Yeah, reel it back in, Captain.
Shoot. But no, my thing is like, we talk about the one lady. How are you that close that you get on your chin and your chest? That means you had to see him doing, unless this nigga is like a quick draw McGraw, he come like in 2 seconds. You got to see him doing the motion and all that stuff. You like, hey, that's not what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. That's somebody else. That's not me. And you pack your stuff up and go.
Mhm.
Boom. Simple, plain. Anything on your table, I'll be like, I get that table later. Now I'm not gonna stay here for this.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know,
key that you say that because not in none of these suits that are being released by the plaintiffs, not one of them saying like he's held them against their will,
yeah, none of
uh,
saying none of that.
by force or anything,
Mm-hmm.
held them hostage, which would have been false imprisonment.
Right.
So none of that is saying any of the sorts, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
And now
so
you had. Now I'm gonna say this because there's. Now, I forgot what you call it, but there is a. I'm gonna have to paraphrase. I don't know exact. I forgot the exact clinical term, but when you are in a situation where, in your mind, I gotta use these words to say that you
mhm.
think it's extreme trauma, you freeze. You know, and you know you don't respond in what quote unquote we say is a normal response. However, I can't see all 24 people experiencing it.
I'm
I'm
so
just
sorry.
saying. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
especially when you go back for like 2-3 more sessions.
Right. And okay, now I don't know about the masseuse circles, but I know like in catering, I did a lot of catering before, and when you're doing catering in the city, y'all run the same circles.
Same circle.
I see some of the same people at different events. I was
Mhm.
like, hey, what's going on? So my thing is like it's got to be the same in every industry. So the
People
word
talk.
has to be get out. Hey man, look, I was dealing with Deshaun, and you know such and such this happened. So no, if you're not into that, don't even take it. If you're into that, you know, do what you do. So the word has to be out in those circles in that industry. So you mean tell me you ain't know nothing about him being like that? And
Hey,
then it's I mean it's a lot of factors in there to me that just doesn't seem
that aren't being factored into as
they've
well.
been factor in. I'm just like I'm not one of those people that's just quick to say just jump on the guy because
It's
he
because
got
we've gotten so
24.
far away from innocent until proven guilty. Everything is
Right.
you got to prove your innocence now.
So now you suspend say like I'm sure he played them well at the time played them well. Yeah, he probably did. That's another thing too. But here's the thing too. Say the NFL suspend him for a year, right? Um other things happen to him. Then he gets to the criminal the civil suit, wins that, and found that they couldn't prove it. Now he's innocent. You didn't make this man pay before he was sentenced, before he was convicted. He had to be punished before he was convicted. He wasn't innocent before proven guilty.
And that's why I
So
think they should let them play week 1.
yeah, you gotta let him play because he already had the grand jury turn down the case. What more do you want? What more do you want? You know what I'm saying? And anybody can raise a civil case against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So like say like the civil case over with, he plays this year. Next year, 24 more people come out. We're gonna do keep suspending them. Somebody 24 might be say, hey, I'm trying to get this lit. Just saying.
I just think he's a horny bastard. That's it.
I mean, he probably just a freak, man. I mean, and I ain't mad at him. Do you, man? He young. You know what I'm saying?
Got money.
Got money, full of testosterone. Do you? You know what I'm saying? For real.
Hey,
Long as both people are consenting.
yeah,
That's the
and
only
and
thing we saying. You know,
and,
you
and,
ain't. Go
and I
ahead.
think that's what's been proven with the situation with the criminal charges being dropped. They're not
Mm-hmm.
showing any proof that of any criminal or crime was committed. So
Right. Right.
I, and for him to still deal with these civil cases, to me, saying, I'm not giving in because I'm sticking by my word that, I didn't do
Now they
nothing
did. They
criminally
did
wrong.
offer. They did offer. he was trying to play for the Miami Dolphins. They did offer a settlement because I think that was kind of one of the conditions for Miami for the case to be settled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that doesn't. I was listening to. I forgot his name. What's the guy that do the show with
So that's on them if they didn't
Chris
take it.
Sims? What's the guy that do the show with Chris Sims? You know what I'm talking about?
Mike Florio.
Yeah, you know he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And one of the things he was saying, like sometimes with these cases, it makes good business sense just to settle it so you can get it out of the way and keep moving on.
Get rid of those court fees and all that
Get
shit.
all that stuff and just move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said that's not necessarily
An
admission of guilt.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you weighing your options. What's my best option? And you had a civil suit now, so now you're not worried about getting a felony on your record or like that because it's not criminal anymore. It's a civil suit. So you're like, okay,
money.
Right. Well, yeah, but you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And plus, if not,
he got 230 guaranteed. Right. He all right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
He not no greeter.
He ain't no greeter where it's like, you know, you get sued for 24 people. It's like, shh. You better get it like Caesar got Rome. You know
hey, there's a difference between suing a millionaire and suing a thousandaire. It's a huge difference.
Right.
Shit. Sue my ass. Shit, I am in debt.
Count me out. I already have one.
You know.
So I think yeah. So I'm saying, but man, he you know, it's like when you're looking at a criminal case versus a civil case.
Mm-hmm.
If you already got the criminal part out, you know what I'm saying. So now you're not worrying about getting that on your record. You know, so now even win or lose in the civil case, the only thing you lose, all you out is money. So you looking at it from a business standpoint, I can go ahead and settle it and play.
Mm-hmm.
It may be best for you to settle and pay, and so you can play and get on with it. Put it behind you and play. And imagine if they would have took that settlement, we wouldn't be talking about it no more. It'd have been over with. He'd have been with the Miami Dolphins because that was with the Dolphins. So he'd been with the Dolphins in training camp. Boom, boom. Nobody really talking about it. You might get a few people mentioning it, but it ain't really talked about like it is now. But now it's being drugged out, talked about. Everybody's podcast, everybody's show. They keep talking about it. You know, so I'm going to do it for more cases because now all of got signed an NDA. Mm-hmm. So they can't talk about it.
Yeah. And I think just because they're gonna add the Texans to the suit, obviously I just think that just opens up a chance for them to grab more money because you're talking about suing a millionaire and a $1 billion franchise.
Right.
Between the two of them, some money got to come to some of these 24 cases as of right now. You know, if they're talking about civil suit, I mean. But neither one of them they don't have to settle.
No, they don't have to settle.
But like you said, which one makes more sense financially? I think unless they're able to prove that is a lot of he said she said and can't really prove nothing.
It's the same thing with the Michael Jackson cases.
Yeah.
For him, he felt you don't really know, but he felt like it's easy for me to go ahead and settle and be done with it. Business wise. Look how much money Mike got. Mm-hmm. Or had. He ain't got nothing now, but had. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and settle that mud.
I was like,
move on.
Mike's still kicking.
Settle and get out, get on with it.
Yeah.
Get on with your music career. So I mean, and things like that, especially people who has money, it may be easy for you to go ahead and settle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got to look at you got to weigh your options for each individual times. I mean, sometimes it may be good to fight, sometimes it may be good to settle because you don't want to get to the point where you're selling all the times and people just look at you as a lick.
Hey, what they say, you gotta know when the whole
right.
Know when the food here.
Got us for my check for 2.5 years. The more I made, the more money. And man, that sound like child support. I can identify with that. I'm still getting garnished now. Like, shoot.
He said, "Oh, what thing?" Boy, you wild, dog.
It wasn't a case involving any woman. Somebody ratted me out in the streets. And my kid. Yeah, I mean, bruh, I feel for you on that one, but I understand. Mine was a case with a woman
Oh Lord.
and kids
Ooh.
and court.
Oh
You know what I'm
Lord.
saying? Look at your check, you be like,
You like
bruh,
where the rest of it
hey,
at?
happened to my zeros? You know what I'm saying? My zeros keep disappearing.
Well, I went from
For real.
1,000 there to 100
All right.
there. What is this?
I keep trying to get my check to keep erasing commas. For real.
I know Future said fuck up them comments. I didn't mean like fuck up my commas. You
Right.
fucking up my commas. Where'd my comma go?
He said the street to me kicked in. I feel you on that one though, Matt. I do.
Hey man, where my comma go, dog? What
Right.
you do with it? Well, I only got 3 digits. What the
Right. You know
hell?
what I'm saying? What the heck is this? My commas turn into periods.
What am I supposed to do with this shit? I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Okay, yeah. Let's do this.
I can't get jiggy with this shit. What is this shit?
For real. It went from dollars to cents, bro. I was like, this don't make no sense. So I understand you talking about guidance and checks, but that's a sore spot. That's like a trigger for me.
You got little flashbacks, some more little
Right.
trigger some shit. Right there. But no, we'll see what happens. But look, I think he starts week 1 is because the NFL has never been above putting, making controversial decisions, especially when it comes to publicity, whether it's negative or positive, because how they see it, good publicity makes the bottom line look damn good. So
I don't know about this one, bro. I want the other side with you on this one. I think they suspending.
really,
I think they suspending, man, and I think like the fact it has the potential to be more people to come out. I think they may suspend them, man, and it might be more severe than even what Ben got.
I just think
And
he's just. I
and
just think
I
he's just
think
a
and I
freak,
think I
man.
think
This is
Deshaun a
his
freak.
kink, bro.
I'm
This
not.
is his kink.
I agree. I think he a freak, and I think Ben raped them children. I mean, the girls.
Okay, but I'm saying like there's a
But
difference between being a predator and being a freak. And my thing is with
it's not. But I agree
Deshaun
with you, bro.
being just a
Mhm.
freak, like suspending him because this is his style of how he likes to be freaky.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has a king. We did the show with Pony Trumper. Like that's
Mhm.
people's style. That's what they like. This is what Deshaun likes. He likes having IG models pretending to be a masseuse.
Right.
This is what he likes.
That's role play for him.
This is role play for him.
Right. For real.
And my
Yeah,
thing
I agree with
is,
you, Matt. They might
yeah,
suspend
but
him to save
my
face.
thing, if they suspend him, is because they're giving into a certain type of pressure that they feel like they can't ignore.
You gotta think about it like this, bro. The NFL has a large woman fan base, and you don't that women. If you look at the women consumer compared to men consumers, when women they will buy more. Not only if think about you, right? Both of y'all like sports, right? So your wife out at the store, she getting her a Chiefs jersey. She might say, you know what, I'm gonna buy Lamar Chiefs jersey too while I'm here. We be like, fuck, get this Chiefs jersey, and we're gonna pay for it and keep it moving, or get this hat and keep it moving. It ain't, what I'm saying? That's how we think, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus they might say, you know what, I'm gonna get my husband a Chiefs jersey or whoever, my boyfriend a Chiefs jersey. Oh no, get the kids one, we all can go to the game. They just gonna spend more money,
True.
So you don't want to. So they looking at like
I'm counting pennies like a motherfucker. I'm like, man,
right.
I've been saving up for this. I've been saving up for this jersey. I'm gonna get it now while I can.
And they more impulse buy, they more splurge. As a whole. You know what I'm saying? We talking generalization, but as a whole, they do more impulse buying. They do more splurge shopping, and you don't want to alienate that revenue source on something like this. So they might look at it from that. Mhm.
But I'm willing to bet. I bet you if you interview a big group of women, and I don't have any facts or proof, but I'm willing to bet that a woman could spot like yeah we know what they're doing.
Mhm.
Like we get it.
But they
You know
not
what I'm
okay.
saying?
But they got take your cap off and look at it
Yeah.
from a perspective of the majority of people in the world are
And
sheep.
I
Are
and
sheep.
I and I
You know what I'm
get
saying?
that.
They see that propaganda and they just grazing
Yeah,
there as
I
the
hear you.
news report and eating that propaganda. They're not critical thinking about it
Hmm.
or critically thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're critically thinking about
Well,
breaking it down.
it ain't got to be critical. This shit to me is common sense. Like a motherfucker. How
But I'm
do
just
you
saying,
get ejaculation on your chin and chest?
right. But
You must be in the proximity of a penis.
right. They ain't thinking like that. They think jumping on the gravy, yeah, and jumping on the gravy train, right. But they're not thinking like that. All they hear is penis, ejaculate. They're just hearing those terms and not
Yeah.
really putting it all together, you know what I'm saying? And they just say, oh well, he must be guilty. Oh, 24 people must be guilty. 66 must be, you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
not looking at all the information going where they're just hearing these key little terms being thrown out and they jumping on that. And then you got
Selective hearing.
here's the other thing you got to add to it. There's gonna be men that's gonna support their women. It's gonna be a percentage of men that gonna support their women because they women like, I know you ain't backing this nigga. Huh? You know what I'm saying? So
You ain't supporting him, is you?
right. So they gonna back. You're gonna get a percentage of men that's gonna back them too. So it's not gonna just be women. You
Oh, you
know,
talking
it's
about
gonna
the
be.
punk ass dudes that get
Hey,
ran by their lady?
I'm not even going into that's a whole nother discussion. I'm just pointing
Oh,
out the
punk.
fact.
Oh, punks. You punk.
You're gonna have a
Your lady
percentage
got
of
you
men.
by the balls, you punk.
You're gonna have a percentage of men that's gonna do that. So not, it's
You
not
can't
gonna
even get your nuts off the dresser. Can't even get your nuts off the dresser. Go get
they
your
in her,
nuts
they in
back.
her purse and her coin purse. You're gonna be like,
She got a
they
lock
still
on
there,
it.
right? But you gotta think
She
about
ain't
that.
give me the combination yet.
Right. Say I'm just using that, let's throw numbers out there. Say it was
I got you.
10,000 women, right, that are part of the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Then you gotta add on to it. It may be another 5 or 7,000 men that's a part of that that's gonna follow their woman.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're looking at 17 to 20,000 people that's gonna be disgruntled. Now the numbers are probably greater than that. I'm just using that small number so we can get a hold of it. But so you gotta look at it from that standpoint. And like Matt said, the optics look bad.
I get that, and I 100% agree. I think Deshaun has been very careless with a lot of this, but I and the reason why I feel that he should start week 1 is because if the NFL, like I said, will not ever, think about making a decision whether it'll be popular or not,
But what does they
that
win?
brings
What
in
does they
publicity.
what does they
No,
win? What they stand to gain out of putting them in there?
all I'm saying is it's going to bring publicity, whether it's negative or not, to the sport, and that's in their eyes that affects the bottom dollar or the bottom line in a positive way, whether the publicity is negative or not. Let's look the NFL. Now that they got all the symbolism, the end racism, and all that
Mm-hmm.
shit, uh, that whole Kaepernick situation did not affect the bottom line of the NFL. Matter of fact, they gained more money. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Their
see,
profit of the $1 billion went up. I'm saying they are so focused on that bottom line. This is just part of the whole circus that comes with the NFL that brings attention to the sport,
mm-hmm,
and people are going to talk about it. They're going to tweet about it. All that
mm-hmm.
generates publicity, whether negative or not, to that sport. So if it's something that is constantly being talked about, it's going to get constantly watched.
But it's different. Okay, let me throw out two examples. It's different like this. If you got a YouTube channel, right,
Mhm.
and you get negative publicity, people are gonna watch so they can say what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in that case, it's going to generate
But
it
the views
positive
go
or
up,
negative. I'm saying it's going to go up, but I don't have to watch football to see what's going on with Deshaun. I can watch the news. So I'm saying, so that may not necessarily generate the negative publicity, may not generate views to the NFL. It may take away views in this instance because you don't have to watch.
You know how haters work. They like to tune in to see if you're gonna fail. So therefore, I think there's going to be some haters of the Deshaun thing, like, I hope this motherfucker loses. Let me see him real quick. Lose. I hope he get hurt. Somebody hit him hard. Hit him.
You watch that on Sports Center. Don't have to watch the game.
But I'm just saying that's how haters think. Haters hate you so much that they are technically supporting you by getting
you talking about Pat Beverly.
Well, I'm just saying, look, if somebody hates I.O.W. Sports and they're watching right now, I don't care. They're helping our views.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's and obviously, real life, me and you, we do care if you like our product. But NFL, they're like, I need to know what the numbers look like. Oh, y'all gonna protest? Right. Oh, but the numbers is going up. Protest on. Yeah, we're the NFL. Thank you, because now you have turned our 17 billion into probably 20 billion next year. Thank you. Hate on. Go protest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying their products didn't hurt when it comes to social issues. It didn't get hurt when Mike Vick came back and they was protesting about the Peter shit.
Yeah, but see, when you talk about Mike Vick, they got something to stand on with Mike Vick. They say, well, Mike Vick served his time.
Yeah. But I'm saying, it was still controversial to even bring him back and then give him another $100 million contract.
Right, I'm saying what you're saying, but I guess my biggest point is there's something to gain there. You can say you can stay, you something solid to stand on. I can say, well, I understand what you're saying, but this, I can lean on what people say. This is what the justice system is for. You get punished, blah blah blah. You can go all that whole rhetoric and say he served his time. He rehabilitated, blah, blah. They got a redemption story there. You know what I'm saying? So even some of the haters and stuff, if Mike Vick turns out to be good at something, at this commentary or good in the game because he came back and played, you have that redemption story. So it's really a win-win for them. You look at the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that, you wait it out, then when it dies down, you might put in a black coat somewhere, or you lean on another black player. Whatever you do, it's a redemption story. You know what I'm saying? So with in this case, they don't have that. It's a lose-lose right now. So it's like it's more. It's more. And Kareem, look at Kareem Hunt. You have more of a It's more advantageous for them to suspend him, so they can say, "Hey, look,
I think that's still giving into pressure of the public, though.
It happens a lot. It's just a business. It's a business decision they'll make.
Oh,
it's about business. It's not about them caring. It's more about business.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
So they can now I can cater to the female population of our sport, the female fan base of our sport. Say I support y'all, blah blah blah, and get more gainership and viewership from the female fan base. And now I'm building that fan base because I support it. Because I supported you guys and didn't allow this man to play who have all these accusations against him, who was never convicted, but it just looks good.
I got you. Well, that's our time, folks. We have reached that 2-hour mark, and man, what a great show today.
Right.
Everybody tune in. You got the game 4 NBA Finals tomorrow night. You got game 5, Rangers Tampa Bay tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
So a couple of good playoff games going on in hockey, and then you definitely got the NBA Finals game 4 tomorrow night. So there is some sports going on. Tune in tonight. I will be going on at the 23rd hour, so 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The boy Wildcard Mark will be on tonight. But look.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me say this right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
If y'all like women's softball, man, that Oklahoma Sooner women's softball team, They
yo,
shellacked Texas 16-1, bro. They look like a powerhouse.
balling.
They get out that bus looking like wrestlers. Where your diamond at?
Hey, you talking about Murderers Road? Like that whole lineup is like smacking the hell
Ain't
at
no
that softball,
joke,
bro.
bro.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm
I
glad. I'm
appreciate it,
glad
man.
you brought that up. I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that up. But look, y'all come back now. Come mess with us again Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 160. So, on behalf of the big homie Nick Shine, who had to go get that little thing removed off his testicle.
Yeah, you're right, Matt.
He calls it a mole.
A mole.
Yeah, mole. But no. He's taking care of some business. So shout out to the big homie Nick Shine. I am the wild card Mar, and that is the big homie Detroit man, the man with the grand rats, the plan of the I.O.W network. Chucking them the deuces. Come back now Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good day.